All right, guys, we're going to be finding the volume of this figure, which happens to be a cone. So I'm going to write the formula down. We will be using 3.14 for pi. So this is area of the base times height, and then you're going to divide that by 3, which is the same as a pyramid. So the first thing I want to bring to your attention is the base. The base is a circle, and the 4 represents the diameter. Well, I don't need the diameter. I need the radius, which would be 2. So the capital B means area of the base, and in the base is circle, so we actually are going to replace that with the formula for area of a circle, which is pi r squared. Now, for pi, I'm using 3.14, my radius squared, and it still worked out, but if you use 4 and squared it, you would have ended up with 16. Now, the height is 7. And that would all be divided by 3. I know, now I'm going to start back on the left. I'm really sorry. 3.14 times 4 times 7. Now I got left with 3.14 times 28 because of the 4 and the 7. Because multiplication is commutative, so the order didn't matter. I'm just trying to do all this until I want a calculator. At this point, I want a calculator. I'm going to split my screen, open up the Desmos app, and I'm going to go 3.14. Well, it looks like I messed up. 3.14 times 28 is 87. You're taking the STAAR test, 0.92. I can almost guarantee that answer choice is A or B. Then you're going to divide that by, well, it's not letting me like my TI-84, divided by 3. That would give us a volume of 29.3 cubic inches. All right, well, let's do another problem. And I think a lot of times kids struggle with this because of the circle, if I'm being honest. My base shading, it is a circle, so I'm going to go a little quicker. It's pi r squared times height divided by 3. And I know that 5 squared, I'm going to plug in as much as I can and go as quick as I can because I know it gets boring probably watching videos. So I know this is 3.14. 5 squared means 5 times 5, which is 25. So now we got 25 times 9. Then it's 225 times 3.14. And that's because, if you notice, I did 25 times 9 because multiplication is commutative. So if I would have went to the left, it still would have worked out. So my final answer before I divide is 706.5. But we want to divide that by 3. That will give us a volume of 235.5 cubic millimeters. All right, so thanks for sticking by. I have one more. It says find the height of a cone if the volume is 25.12 millimeters, cubic millimeters, and the diameter is 4. So the first thing is I'm going to write down my formula. And this proves why I like students to write their formula, because we're doing something different. I'm going to replace, we know the cone's base has a circle. We're actually going to find the height. Now we're going to plug in the volume of 25.12. I'm sorry, I'm going to go over here. 25.12 is equal to 3.14. Now the diameter is 4, meaning the radius is 2. Now, using inverse operations, we'll multiply both sides by 3 or distribute them. 3 over 3 becomes 1. I'm going to get my calculator. 25.12 times 3 would be 75.36. Sorry, I'm not using that proper place value. I know 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 3.14 is 12.56. Now I bring down the height. Now, this is a one-step equation going back to 6th grade, so we're actually going to use inverse operations to isolate the height. So we'll divide both sides by 12.56. So that means 75.36 divided by 12.56. And it gives us a height of 6. If you want, you can go back, plug it in using the original formula, and instead of substituting the volume, substitute the height of 6 to verify everything is okay. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.